Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. Now, if you do want a weight loss video, then this is not the one for you. However, this video is very important. It's all about self-care and how we can keep ourselves well. So if you want to find out how, then please stay tuned. So as I said, this video is not related to weight loss. However, it is a very, very important subject for me to tell you about today. Now, I'm going to try to not get emotional about it, but for some people, you may know that I had an operation in December. Now, that operation took place following on from me going to my GP in September of last year, so September 2023. I then got referred urgently to dermatology in October 2023, and of course, I had my operation in December. As of yesterday, I just got my results. Now, the reason for me telling you about this video today is to promote you to look after yourself. It's not about me, it's not about anything else, it is about you. And if I can spread a positive message about how important this issue is, then I am happy with that. The more people that know about it, the better. And I really do want everyone to take serious care of themselves. Now, before I get into this video and hopefully not cry, I will just take this opportunity just to ask if I could ask if you are not already a subscriber, if you would consider subscribing. It really would mean the world to me and it would help the channel grow even further. For everyone who is already a subscriber or a viewer, or for someone who does regularly comment, I am over the moon that you guys are sticking around for the journey, and I am so grateful for all of the support that you've given me so far. If you are one of my members, then a massive thank you for all of your support. And if you do want to become a member, I would absolutely love if you could consider becoming one as well. There is information about that on my community post as well as on my YouTube channel sort of homepage. So please feel free to take a wee look at that if you'd like to know more about it. There are several tiers available for different levels of membership. So there really is something there to suit everyone. So thank you. So that's that part over with. I'm hoping I can compose myself a little bit now because I've had to divert my brain for a minute. However, what I will say is that in 2021, I had just got engaged. So James and I got engaged in the July 2021, and in the August, I noticed that I had a mole in my arm that was larger. It wasn't sore, it wasn't of any other concern other than I recognised that it was getting bigger. And so I did sort of sit on it, if you like, for a couple of weeks, and I did think, no, this is still not sitting right with me. I really want to get this checked out. I'd rather get it checked out than not be here. Sorry, I've got Rocco lying down there. If you heard that, he's just done a big sigh. So anyway, I went to the GP. I was asked to send in a photo, and I was also asked to send in a photo with sort of like measurements, dimensions of the area as well, which I did do. So on the back of that, I was told by the GP at the time that they didn't think it was anything concerning. They didn't think it was anything to be worried about, and they didn't think it was anything untoward. However, this gut feeling of mine would not leave me. And for some of you, you may know that my mum died when I was 13, and she did die from skin cancer. So I don't sunbathe. I don't go out without Factor 50 on if I'm going abroad, or if it's in the summer, I'll always put Factor 50 on. I always wear like proper like t-shirts. I don't go about with strappy tops on because I'm very self-conscious of my skin. I've had pretty bad acne scarring and things like that from being a teenager, and I've got quite a lot of moles on my back that I don't necessarily like the look of, and so I would never choose to go outside like that. I always try to choose shade. I always wear a hat. I always wear sunglasses as much as possible when I'm away on holiday, and I don't work outside or anything like that. And for one, I have never ever, and I would never recommend or use a sunbed in my life. And I am very, very, very firm on that. And I feel very strongly about it because it's one of the most detrimental things that any of you can do at home. If you are using sunbeds, the damage is already done. And all I can say is that my mum didn't use sunbeds, but she did live in Australia and she did like to sit in the sun. However, she did always use suntan lotion. Now, the bottom line is that when she was diagnosed, her cancer was so widespread that there was very, very little option for her in the way of treatment. She did have chemotherapy. She did have really radical surgery, to be honest. So much so that that is why I'm a nurse today. I wanted to give back. And yeah, these things are absolutely terrible. However, when I did go to my GP in 2021, as I said, I was initially not really listened to, I felt, and I had quite horrible surgery, to be honest, on my arm. Now, I have been left with a keloid scar, which I'll just show you, if I hope you can see that on camera. It's a big lump. It's not as big a lump as it was, but my goodness, they took a massive chunk out of my arm. Now, I waited weeks and weeks and weeks on receiving this result back, and I didn't hear anything. So one day I got a telephone call from the consultant dermatologist who advised me that I had skin cancer, and it was malignant melanoma. For anyone who's had a diagnosis like this before, I can't tell you how that felt. I genuinely had myself buried in a box as soon as they told me. I thought, this is just history repeating itself all over again. However, thankfully, they were able to excise all of the cancer. I didn't require chemotherapy, I didn't require radiotherapy or anything else, and I have kept well ever since. Now, ever since then, I have been hyperactive and hyper aware of looking at my skin. Now, if you don't check your skin already, my advice to you today would be to go and check your skin. If you have moles, please do take photos of them and keep an eye on them regularly. Every 2 to 3 months is what I've been advised by my dermatologist. And if you have any moles that are over like 1 centimetre in length or diameter, then always go and get them checked, regardless if you think there's something wrong with it or not. It's best to get these things looked at. Now, in most GP practices, there will be a clinician who is skilled in looking at moles through a dermoscope, which is like a little mini telescope that they put onto your skin. And it has a special light that allows you to look for different colours in the mole, different borders. Irregular borders is something that is a change that you would want to get checked out. Any bleeding, any crustiness, if you have any pain, if you feel the mole is completely different in appearance to how it used to be. If it's very, very dark, that's also a sign that there could be something wrong. And of course, something growing quickly is also a sign of something that needs to be checked, and very quickly at that. Now, malignant melanoma is one of the most fast, wild spreading cancers known to man, and it is one of the most deadly. Unfortunately, because your skin is your largest organ, it can spread very, very quickly into lymph nodes. And thankfully, that did not happen for me. But skin cancer can be life threatening within 6 weeks. So it's very important to look after your skin. And if you have any issues or queries at all, to always go and get it checked out. Now, since then, I have had an area of concern removed from the back of my neck, just here, which was an atypical mole. So an atypical mole means that the mole doesn't look regular. So there's something within the mole itself that doesn't look quite right. And so I had that removed. Thankfully, the result from that was negative, and that was in 2021 as well. Now, fast forward to 2022, we had our wedding and everything was fine. However, earlier this year, actually, it was 2023. In 2023, I had an operation on my neck and I also had one on my back. And I can show you the scar that I've got now on my neck. Hope you guys can see that there. Now, this was incredibly painful, and I also had one on my back as well. And the one on my back was of most concern to me because it was incredibly dark. It was almost black in appearance, and the dermatology clinic, as well as my GP, were concerned that there was something going on there, and so they wanted to look at it further, closer analysis. So I had both areas removed under local anaesthetic. I couldn't drive for a week due to the pain and the lack of mobility. But what I will say is that this is the letter here that tells me that I am all clear and I don't have skin cancer again. So basically what it says is that we now have the results available following recent skin biopsy surgery taken from your back and your neck. The lesions removed from your neck, as well as a sample taken from your back, have been shown to be a benign lesion called seborrheic keratosis. No further treatment will now be required. So I am honestly over the moon just to know that I'm okay. I'm going to be here for you guys. I've got a few holidays coming up that I was genuinely worried about because I thought if I need to go for treatment or surgery or worse, how will that look? Now, I know that there can be irrational fears about things because my mum did die from skin cancer. But I can't help but know that I am at incredibly high risk myself from having a malignant melanoma. That your risk of a further melanoma increases, by quite a high percentage if you've already had one. But because I am pale, I've got blue eyes, and I did have blonde hair before I got it done with hairdressing, bleach, etc. I was very, very pale and blonde as a young child, and so I didn't take a tan. So we're all born with moles. Moles are within our genetic makeup, but it's only when things start to deteriorate and you are at higher risk as you do get older for these things to progress and become more life threatening. So, my advice to you today is to check your skin. If you have anything you're not sure about, if you have anything you're not worried about, but you know is slightly different, or maybe you have no awareness of skin cancer at all, my advice would be to go and check and keep an eye on things if you think you have moles or you know you have moles that are larger in appearance as well, then please do go and keep an eye on them. As I said, skin cancer, malignant melanoma, is one of the most deadliest forms of cancer known to man. And I, for one, will live with this risk for the rest of my life. But after speaking with my consultant dermatologist, they did not want to invite me for regular checkups. They didn't think it was necessary. They told me to take regular photos of myself in the form of my moles, etc., which I do try to do. However, with the number of moles I have hundreds of moles all over my body, and that is an incredibly high risk as well. So the anxiety that I've had related to this, the anxiety of waiting on results for 8 weeks over Christmas, over New Year, over the month of January, we're now into the middle of February, has been really, really, really heavy bearing on upon me. And last night was the first night I went to sleep for a long, long time without any worry or concern. And of course, I've been losing weight every week as well. And then I do worry that, am I losing weight because there's something wrong with me? All of these things go around in my head and I just can't help it. But I just want you guys to know that I'm okay and I hope you are okay. And if you feel you're not, then you need to get checked out as soon as you possibly can. So thank you so, so much for, listening today. As I mentioned, the consultant didn't want to send me for regular checkups, but following on from this letter, I will be getting regular checkups. The advanced nurse practitioner who reviewed my results has invited me for 6 monthly checks, which I can't tell you how reassuring that is to know that I will take photos of my skin. They will check my skin properly. I will take photos. They will check my skin properly, vice, and so on, so on. And that is how it will be for the rest of my life. But do you know what? I'd rather have checks and I'd rather have scars than not be here. And I think that is the most important part of this video, is that life is fantastic. You need to live it, but you need to ensure that you live it by checking yourself out. So please do be mindful of the advice I've spoken about today and the issues that I've spoken about today. What I will just say is that my mum was she had just turned 43. So she died exactly 1 month after her 43rd birthday in 2005. And I'm 32 and a bit, nearly 32 and a half now. I could not and cannot imagine dying in 10 years' time. And I don't want to. I want to be able to keep on top of everything, which hopefully I will be able to do. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I hope that it may resonate with some of you at home as well, and it may encourage some of you, or it may encourage some of you to discuss this with someone else, because at the end of the day, awareness and information is incredibly, incredibly important. Just as much as we would check our breasts, testicles, etc., for changes or lumps, we need to be doing this for our skin as well. And as I said, it is our largest organ, so why do we not take more greater care of it? So please do take care, and I will catch you on the next video, which will be weight loss related. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.